Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. It's Timothy Williams Jr. In this video, we're going to dive into real estate. If you're someone like me who's sick of paying high rent due to inflation, I'm going to go over a way you can live for free as well as save money on your taxable income using a term called house hacking. Right after you punch that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Owning real estate is one of the best ways to increase your net worth. It's better to own a property and build equity than paying rent your whole life. The best part about owning real estate is you're able to leverage that property to invest in other income producing assets. House hacking is a creative way to get into real estate investing. You're using your primary residence to generate income. Different type of properties to house hack are multifamily, a property with extra rooms, or even a property with a basement. If you have a multifamily, you're living in one unit and renting out the other units. Or if you have a property with extra rooms, you can rent out those rooms to help pay for your mortgage. And last, if you have a property with a basement, you can have someone live in that basement. Or if you're someone who's single and doesn't have a family, you can live in the basement and rent out the rest of the property to pay for your mortgage. Best case scenario, you're going to collect positive cash flow. Worst case scenario, you're going to pay a couple dollars for your mortgage. But honestly, it's a win-win scenario if you ask me. House hacking is a great way to get into real estate investing. It's a lot cheaper than going out to buy a rental property to get into real estate investing because you're going to pay anywhere from 20 to 25% of a down payment. Compared to if you're house hacking, you're going to pay anywhere from 0 to 5% as a down payment. You have better terms and lower interest rates. You have great tax write-offs such as depreciation as well as repairs for that property. You're learning the landlord game in a slower fashion because you're going to be living next to or with your tenant. And then last, the best part about it is you're building equity. There are multiple different ways that you can fund a house hack. You have FHA, VA, conventional, and 203K loan. A FHA loan is a federally insured program used for buyers with lower cash and a lower credit score. Some pros of an FHA loan: 3.5% down payment. You have a fixed interest rate for up to 30 years, as well as you're able to purchase a property between 1 to 4 units. Some downsides of using a FHA loan are higher fees, including an upfront mortgage insurance fee, slower approval process, as well as you're not able to use this loan to remodel the property. A VA loan is a federally insured loan program used for veterans of the U.S. military. So if you are or have been in the U.S. military, this is a great way to get into real estate investing using a VA loan. Some pros to using a VA loan: no down payment, fixed interest rate for up to 30 years, and you're able to use this loan for a property that has 1 to 4 units. Some cons to using a VA loan: the paperwork. The paperwork process takes a long period of time to get started as well as to get approved for the VA loan. Also, you're limited on the number of loans you can have for a VA loan. Then last, you can't use this loan for fixer-up properties. Conventional loan is the most commonly used loan when getting into real estate. A conventional loan is not backed up by the government compared to an FHA, which is guaranteed by the government. A conventional loan uses the same criteria as Fannie Mae. Some pros of a conventional loan: you have the option to have a 15-year mortgage or a 30-year mortgage. You qualify a lot faster than using a FHA or a VA loan, and you're able to purchase a property anywhere from 1 to 4 units. Some cons of using a conventional loan: you're maxed out at between 4 to 10 approved loans, and the credentials to get approved compared to a FHA or a VA loan are a lot stricter. You need a higher credit score to get approved for a conventional loan compared to a FHA or a VA loan. A 203K loan is backed by the FHA. It's a loan that's used to purchase a fixer-up property. The loan is used to purchase the property as well as to fund the rehab to fix that property. Some pros of a 203K loan: lower credit score and down payment requirements, and you're able to use this loan to purchase and fix up that property. Some cons are the paperwork. It takes a long time to get approved for this loan, and monthly mortgage insurance premium is required. One thing to note about the VA, FHA, as well as the 203K loan: it's required that you stay in that property for at least a year. You cannot move out of that property before the year is up. It's against the law to do so. After the year is up, you're able to move out of that property, replace yourself with a good paying tenant, and start to collect positive cash flow. After choosing a loan that best works for you and getting pre-approved, now it's time to find deals to analyze and crunch the numbers. Some great ways to find properties to house hack are driving for dollars, driving around your local neighborhood and looking for properties that would be great to house hack. Check your network. Tell everyone you know that you're looking to purchase a property to house hack. And then last but not least, work with a real estate agent that has access to the MLS. Make sure to work with a real estate agent that's familiar with house hacking. Ask anyone you know who's investing in real estate. They're going to tell you the exact same thing. You make money when you buy the property. When you're buying the property, you want to buy that property with instant equity. When you're buying it with equity, you can pull that equity at any time, like I said in the video, to invest in other income producing assets. So be sure to work with a real estate agent that's going to put money in your pocket from the start. So after you found a property that you're going to potentially house hack, Now it's time to crunch the numbers and analyze the deal. There are a lot of different methods to use when analyzing a house hack, and you're going to learn along the way which method works or which method doesn't work for you. A fast way to analyze a deal is the 1% rule. The 1% rule means the property should gross rent at least 1% of the purchase price of the property. So if the property is $100,000, the gross rent should be at least $1,000 per month. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to show you guys my way to analyze and crunch the numbers on a house hack property. First, you're going to calculate the loan payment. For calculating the loan payment, you can go on biggerpockets.com. They have a fix and flip calculator, rental property calculator, BRRRR calculator, wholesaling calculator, rehab estimator calculator, as well as the mortgage payment calculator. After calculating your mortgage payment, now you're going to work backwards. Now you have to figure out your NOI, your net operating income. And doing this, you're going to do your gross rental income minus your vacancy, minus property tax, minus property insurance, minus maintenance/repairs, minus common utilities, minus other expenses equals your net operating income. After that, you're going to subtract your NOI from your mortgage payment. And doing that, you're going to figure out if this property does or doesn't cash flow. Honestly, this is the safest and best way to analyze a house hacking deal, in my opinion. It may take you a while at first, but after analyzing a bunch of different properties, you'll get the hang of things and you'll get a lot faster. After finding the right property that works for you, it's time to close on the property and do the repairs. When doing the repairs, fix everything. You're going to be a new landlord. You don't want people knocking on your door at 4 o'clock in the morning or calling you when you're on vacation somewhere telling you that things are broken. So take care of everything from the start. After doing the repairs, now it's time to find a tenant. Be sure to screen every single tenant. You're going to be a new landlord. You don't want to deal with any issues. You don't want to be fighting these tenants, dealing with any headaches that you can avoid by just screening the tenants. So when finding a tenant, weigh out the pros and the cons. Honestly, you can Airbnb that unit or even that room. Airbnb in it can make you a lot more money, or if you want a long-term tenant and you don't have to rely on Airbnb, you can do that as well. But be sure to squeeze everything out of that property. If you have a garage rented out, if you have a shed rented out, if you have a parking lot rented out, squeeze every single thing out of that property and maximize it. After living in that property for at least a year, you can move out, replace yourself with a tenant, and start collecting positive cash flow. After building enough equity on this property, you can refinance, take the money out, and invest into another property. You can use this one single property to build your portfolio. Honestly, house hacking has its pros and its cons. You could be potentially living for free or even positive cash flow on a property, low down payments, and being a landlord on a smaller scale. It also has its cons, being a landlord. Being a landlord can be a headache for a lot of people, and a lot of people don't get into real estate because they're scared to be a landlord. They don't want to get that knock on the door at 3 or 4 in the morning that the toilet's broken, you need to come over and fix it. But honestly, it's about communication and fixing things when they need to be fixed. If you communicate with that tenant and be professional, you guys shouldn't have any problems. Overall, the pros outweigh the cons. House hacking is one of the best ways to get into real estate investing, especially if you're looking to build a portfolio. When done correctly, you're either going to be living rent-free or even collecting positive cash flow. Before you guys go, I highly recommend you get a daily planner. Schedule out every single day, write down your small goals as well as your big goals. If you haven't already, smash that like button. It helps this channel out tremendously. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification so you're notified every single time I post a video. And as always, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank you guys so much.